I'm sorry. So in 28, you've got your two isosceles triangles, but you also have a right angle in one of the corners. You asked for it. Why are you looking now? Oh yeah. So you start off with your 66 degrees as a base angle. Remember, base angles are always opposite the sides that are congruent. So I know now that this guy is 66. Then I can figure out the angle here because it's the vertex angle. I take 66 and 66, add it together, and you get 132. Give me 1 second here, guys. And then you subtract that out. We'll see you tomorrow. So you take your 180, back out the 132, and it leaves you 48 for your vertex angle. Then you have to use the rules of complementary to get to the next triangle. What's complementary, or what adds up to 90 when you already have 48? Well, that's got to be 42. Now you're in the second triangle. The legs look at the congruent sides. Or excuse me, the legs look at the congruent base angles. So then you have two base angles that are 42. So you take 180 and back out 84 to get the vertex angle. That vertex angle then becomes 96. And then you're at 2 steps. Subtract 12, you get 84. Divide by 7, and you get 12. Right? It's just funny how you're looking at that. Okay. What last step? Oh, all I did was I got to here. You got the 96, okay, correct? All right, so I just subtract 12 from both sides. I have 7x is 84. Divide that by 7, you get 12. Or in my mind, because I think in terms of linear footage, like 2x4s, 84 inches is 7 feet. Hi, Loft House. What's up? That's real. Okay. And there you go. What number? Just say it. Which one? I can't see from here. I'm too old. My eyes like that. You can make it more dental for you if like. Did you have another one, Luke? I know you said you had something else. Brayton, which one were you looking at then? 22? I thought you had another one. I swear I thought you said something. Okay. So in this one, you've got your vertex angle to start with.
Where's my calculator?
What's that? We're a bunch of idiots. We're all crazy. We're a bunch of crackheads? Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. We're like almost crackheads. Oh yeah, we got a text thread that we always go back and forth with. Okay. What's that? Yeah. No, it's usually like just stupid stuff. Anyway, so you got your vertex angle at 128. So we back that out, figure out the base angles. So you've got 180, subtract 128. It gives you 52. That 52 then gets cut in half to figure out the two base angles for the triangle that's on the right. That gets me 26 here and 26 here. Now, you can do one of two things here. You know that you have a large triangle here that has a right angle and a 26-degree angle. Yeah, you could do that to get angle 2. That's a quick way of doing it. Or if you want the same process that we've been doing it, you get your supplement through here, and would have been what was that, 64? And since these guys are opposite each other, it's still going to be 64. So 8x equals 64 divided by 8, and you get what's that? So we have base angles of 75. That gets me to the vertex angle would be 30. We've got 75, 75 is 150. Back that out gives you a vertex angle of 30. Moving into this one, because of vertical angles, gives you 30 there. And then because 30 is a base angle, that means this has to also equal 30. So 36 plus what is 30? 6. Got a really large argument yesterday with the Moose. He had his math homework sheets he came home with, and they're doing adding, subtracting, and stuff like that, first grade. They're doing a lot of count skips and stuff. And he had one of his questions was 9 minus what is, what was it? Is 12. Okay. They don't know what negative numbers are. And I had to explain to him that he doesn't know how to do that. He goes, I need to do it. He'd get all angry and mad and everything. So I had to explain to him, he goes, you have to use negative numbers. He goes, well, what's a negative number? Drew a number line. And I drew the number line. And he's like, okay, so start at 0. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you go the other way, you go -1, -2. He went, oh, there's negative numbers? He's like, oh. What's that? Yeah, he was so amazed. I know, right? So, but yeah, it's funny that. What else you got on that? I want to make sure you guys had a good chunk of all the algebra stuff. Which one? 30? Want to make sure you guys had a good chunk of the algebra stuff, the ideas of how you set up things to go, what possible way can you show to prove, how do you mark diagrams, things like that. Let's see. Is 61 a base angle or a vertex angle? Base angle. It's a base angle because it's the sides. Look at it. Okay. 61 is a base angle. Add those two together, you get 122. Back that out from 180, and you're going to get 58 for the vertex angle. Subtract 58 from 90 to get its complement, and you get 32 for the new vertex angle. Now you take the 180, subtract out the 32. You have 148. The two base angles are the same, and they have to add to 148, so you cut that in half. When you cut that in half, you're going to get 74, which means 8x minus 6 equals 74. You just let me talk out loud. Add 6, divide by 8, and you get? Okay. All right. Draw your angles. Better late than ever, right? It's not really late. Tomorrow, like Thursday's really right on time. You're close. You're kind of close, but you're not like, gotta get a target slip there. Right? So that's good. All right, so let's look at some proof stuff. Let's look at some proofs. Like we said yesterday, when we were kind of splitting this stuff out. Oh, I tried to skip it up. Sorry. We were talking yesterday with the idea of kind of how this chapter is kind of two different types. The one type where you've got your the algebra stuff thrown in, what we've been doing for the past few days, versus how you set up and show proof, how do you draw pictures, and then you've got the last little bit of being able to utilize the progression sheets efficiently. Okay. So with these guys here, what we want to do is kind of walk through one, give you some time to check it, and go through. So I want to make sure you guys have good answers and stuff so we can prepare for it. Remember, tomorrow you are allowed to use your progression sheet. I will collect the progression sheet when you're done, again. One last check through. But again, there should be nothing on here that is any different than what we've done. There should be no, I've never seen that before, at all. Everything that we're looking at is all kind of the same. Letters might be a little different here or there, but the concepts are all identical. Okay, all the concepts are the same. Now I shrunk this up so I had some room. Now, one of the things that you guys are not really all that great at, marking your diagram. So, as you get into the beginning of this, your first given says angles ABC and angles DBC are right angles. Okay? On your progression sheet, what does it say that you know what to say after you know you have right angles? Correct. So we write down the first given. First given says angle ABC and angle DBC. Oops. Are right angles. Which means, what should I do to my diagram as soon as I wrote that down? Exactly. Mark it with that little square thing. ABC, DBC, right in here. Those two are the right angles. Progression sheet tells you, once you have right angles, you stand there congruent. So your next step is reading your sheet. All right angles congruent. Okay? You have now used up whatever you can say about right angles. All right? So you go to the next thing. What does the next thing say? He's the midpoint. Good. So you write it down. What was it, AD? Okay. What does your progression sheet say to do about midpoints? Two segments that are congruent. Well, what are the two segments that are congruent? Mark the diagram. Perfect. AB, BD. So we go to the diagram, mark it, write it down. AB, BD. Definition, midpoint. Up until this spot, the first four things we've written down here. The first four things we've written down are legitimately, literally right off of your sheet. All you had to do was just follow the letters. I told you everything. Now, looking at the diagram, what can you say? The BC thing? What is that called? Reflexive property. Okay. We know BC is congruent to BC. Do you now have triangles that are congruent? Yes. By what? Side angle side. Very good. Okay. You've got an angle in between two sides. Yes, sir.
So that angle is like that.
That would be the right angle. Yes. Okay. Now here's the deal. When you have to write out your letters, reuse any lettering that they already gave you. They already gave you a given statement about angles ABC and angles DBC. If you use the lettering that they give you, it's really hard to screw up the triangle set because you know those letters have to match because it's already given. The only thing that you have to change is instead of an angle, you put a triangle symbol. Letter with side and angle side. The question here was to prove that angle A was congruent to angle D. Why can you say angle A is congruent to angle D? Good. Corresponding parts, congruent triangles. Yes, I hope you don't put the letters wrong because you have it on your progression sheet. You know what I mean? But let's say you wrote, let's say you did, if you just, I mean, honestly, if you're putting all those letters down, you kind of knew what you were doing. You just got ahead of your. Now, if you wrote, exactly, that would be wrong. But if you have something remotely close to CPCTC, which you should, if you have a letter flipped, I might be lenient. Miss Yule, on the other hand, she's going to come down. I don't think she believes me. All right. So second one. Second one has parallels to it. Okay. Remember how we did parallels? How did we do parallels exactly? Unless I do that right away. Okay. Take a second and see what you remember about going through with the parallel. Go one at a time. See what you can come up with. Take your time. Yes, rush. Go as fast as humanly possible. Make all your mistakes. Get it out of the way. All right. Follow your sheet. It's helpful. Yes. 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 You can use anytime a proof is given to you that has numbers for angles, you can reuse them. Okay? Because those were already put there. You can't just arbitrarily number things on your own. Okay? That would not be good. Okay? That would be helpful, yes. Grab your eraser and hurry up. You probably need that. Let's see how far you guys can go. Mark, let's see how far you guys can go. We've done one just like this a couple of times. Sorry.
I was on the testing. Are we gonna learn? Why, because I'm kind of tall?
Done a couple of them like that. So let's see where we're at before we run too crazy on time here. Remember, you start. Now, remember, guys, whenever we've done parallels like this, when you've got the setup where you're gonna have this Z. Can you please put your phone in your pocket? I'm sick of watching it flash. I'm sick of watching it flash. I don't need to see this. Thank you. Follow your Z. What are the angles that are created for the alternate interior? Port. You write it down. You have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, then alternate interior angles. Okay? Mark it. We know that has to work. Remember, there are two types of parallels we've dealt with. The Z was the alternate interior. The other one was the corresponding. See, I think I have one on here that looks something like that as well. Can't do anything else? Go to the next one. The next one says BG parallel AJ. Follow that. Gives you the other side. Yes, sir. I could put that in there at any point in time. If you did that before the other given, that's fine. If you saw it, you wanted to do it, there's nothing wrong with it. That's fine. Absolutely. I was just going to go mark all my given stuff first and then say, oh, what else can I do? But if you saw it, go for it. No big deal. That gives me 1 and 3. Same reason. And I have a cloning button. Let's write it out. And now, like you were saying, Santana, what's my reflexive? Yep. So you got your JB, your JB, reflexive. Do you now have triangles that are congruent?
Yeah.
Yeah. By what? Angle side angle. You got two angles and the side in between them. Okay. You're looking at consecutive. Two angles right next to each other. Is the side after it or is the side between? Side is between, so that's why it's angle side angle. So now you got to figure out how you want to label it. So if we go, oops, I don't want to move my tick marks around here. If we say AJB, I went from nothing to the 2 tick mark to the 1, so I go GBJ. Now that you have triangles congruent, what can you say about angles A and G? Don't say it wrong. Yeah, corresponding parts of finger triangles. Good. And notice how the lettering matches the A and G, their first letters. The other if you guys remember, the other type of parallel was one like this. No, you already have this on your progression sheet. We just haven't seen one in a long time. Just to remind you. When you had them like this, because you guys had that where you had the two parallels, look, that was giving you the corresponding. Okay. That was the other one that you had. That was giving you corresponding. The Z gives you the alternate interiors. That style gives you the corresponding. Just a reminder, because I think you guys had that on your progression sheet. Okay. Now that you've done a parallel, take a minute and do the third one. Take a minute or so. It should not be all that crazy difficult. Knock that one out. I got AB, DC, AD here, and then that was supposed. You know what? You made the wrong mistake. This was a typo. This should have been parallel. That should have been parallel, because what does that show that it is? Jeez. Whoa, do you see any right angles? Do you see a right angle? No, I just realized that it's supposed to say parallel. I think it was supposed to be parallel, because this is angle side to side, and we all know that there's no asymptotic. No, he speaks. He speaks. Yeah. No. So this one, in order for this one to have words, I in my haste of putting something together, I forgot that you needed to have parallel. So if this was parallel, now you neglect the fact that I crossed off it on yours. If this was parallel, you'd have that, and it winds up being the exact same proof as the one before. You get the exact same proof as the one prior to, with an angle side angle, and then you'd have two CPCTCs. Okay. I apologize on that one. I put this together so fast I didn't even realize I did that. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. I didn't even recognize until she showed me. Oops. It happens. Don't try to make worksheets at 6 o'clock in the morning trying to help out. Yes, ma'am. CPCTC. Yes, ma'am. Because once you get your congruent triangles, you'll get congruent triangles because of angle, side, angle again. And at the end, you just have two things you can say for CPCTC. The test itself, we've got, what is it? It's a couple of the algebra like we've done. It's a couple of how do you prove it? What can you show? It's a couple fill in the blank, and I think it's just one on your own. So it's a pretty fair. Well, remember, if you got a proof, you got a couple parts to it, stuff like that. Yeah, we've been in this chapter for about 6 weeks, so it's a big number here. All right. So, in terms of lack of time here, this is, if you just look at your two givens here, notice there aren't any progressions. We see that? The two givens that are on this have no definitions, nothing like that whatsoever. So that means that we're going to have to identify other stuff out of it. So we just go through the process. BC, CD, mark it. Angle B, angle D, mark it. Now what do you do? 1 and 2 are congruent because vertical angles are congruent. mark it. And why are the two triangles congruent? You're going to be congruent because angle, side, angle, because you have two angles and the side in between. So if I say that it's triangle BCA, what letters have to match? Very good. And then lastly, you can say A and E because of all those letters. Okay. Now, how do you prepare for something like this? Yeah, that'd be helpful. I would definitely, if you start thinking about it, you've got a whole bunch of different proofs. We've done together 100 of them at least. Quiz-wise and test-wise, or excuse me, you've got a couple of different quizzes. There is not a algebraic proof on here, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just geometry stuff. There aren't any segment ones like segment addition or angle addition. That was all before us. So what I would do is I would literally have my progression sheet next to me, and I would take and put a piece of paper over it and walk my way through it and see if I can anticipate what the next step is. Because you guys have all of the answers for all of them in front of you. You have every bit of information that you could possibly do. Okay? That's what I would do to help prepare through on those. Also, in the textbook, it was in the chapter test at the end. They've got some pretty decent problems. Okay? Now, what I would do, and I'll collect this tomorrow so you have some stuff to look at. You've got some correspondence stuff. How do you prove things are congruent? What would you be able to mark out? So let's do this. On page 274, let's do numbers. Yeah, this is all review stuff. They're basically just right out of one picture. Really straightforward, guys. The first handful of those, it's using a congruency statement. How do you know what letters match up to what letters? How do you know what angle matches to what angle? Stuff that's really simple. Just draw a picture if you have to. The 25 through 28 are 4 questions about equilateral and isosceles, similar to what we've done the past 3 days. The next 4, that 3 through 7, those are pictures of how would you show the triangles are congruent. What are the things that you have to mark to say, side angle, side, something like that. And the last 2 are just some very simple proofs. A couple of givens, use the CP, at the end. Okay. That's what we're looking at here, guys. Do those. Collect that. We'll start when we do the test tomorrow. Excuse me. When you're done with the test, I'll take the test and I'll take your progression sheets just from one last time to see how you did with everything. And then on Thursday, we should be able to knock out 5.1. It literally takes 12 minutes to do. So it won't be a big deal. And then we'll continue on our merry way next week. Chapter 5 is usually really quick. We should be able to get everything in that we need to before Thanksgiving. So that's always a good sign. We have to worry about stalling something over. There is one section we might not hit right off the bat in chapter 5. We can do that after Thanksgiving and leave that into holiday. Yes, what's that? I don't care if you do it. All the answers are on there for you. Then you can check your stuff. All right. That's the whole idea. I want to make sure you guys had all that. Okay? Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, it's, like I said, if you're looking at that review, the actual review problems that I wrote down there, that should take you 15 minutes. I'd spend an extra 15 minutes to review my first set. So I would spend a good 30 minutes on this stuff over the next 24 hours, and it would not hurt you at all. Really wouldn't. Maybe make sure you know where certain things are. Look at your progression sheet, just read through it. That way you remember where certain things are on the sheet. It'll help you out. Should be good to go. All right. Oh,